Kids, how's it going? Friday. What are we looking at? The Art of Neurosis. Indian Pale Ale, brewed and canned by Cider Brewing, LLC, St. Louis, Missouri. Strong. Oh no, so storing this beer, see, we don't store it, we just drink it all up. This is from Second Shift Brewing. And it comes in a really big can. I don't know if that qualifies, but it looks something like this. Starting off Friday, getting some good head. A little something called show prep, as many of you know. Blog radio show tonight. The Fecal Show. Jolson asked me, isn't it supposed to be called The Shit Show? And I said, no, motherfucker, this one's PG. Okay. Well, it's definitely not filtered. There was a shit on the bottom. It has more of a natural smell. A little bit of a tropical, but not as much. And we're just going to have to work our way past the head. Cheers. It's got a nice malty base to it. The flavors actually like coat the inside of my mouth and continue to happen still to this moment in time. You know, kind of a almost like a sweet, mild caramel sweetness to it. Definitely that hoppiness. Oh, and Travis, formerly known as DJ Alkaline One, and now the Big Penis Life, or whatever the hell his channel's called. You called literally as I was turning the shit on, so I had to diss you. Okay, let's get right into comments because it seemed like there was quite a few. Missing out was Mike saying, as I commented yesterday, Trump will come out on top as president when everything gets straightened out. Well, yeah, I know. See, again, I've had a couple of idiots say, you know what? You'd probably go farther on your brew reviews if you just stuck to the brew. I don't fucking care about the brew. I enjoy the interaction with my beer and drinking family, and a lot of you are completely non-drinkers. But this is kind of like Jim's Sunday rant. This is me every time I turn the camera on. And it's who I am. And if you don't like it, there's lots of options out there. I don't care. This channel has never been about anything other than having a good time. And that's why this channel pumps out so many videos, and the A-Bomi channel is kind of like, when YouTube does nothing but fuck with you all the time. I'm actually starting to see a correlation. I should almost try using the exact same intro girl. They pulled the thumbnail, and I think it's because the music I got a copyright strike for the music used. Now, I've been using my stock stuff. I've been using the music. I used to have like Glockgeist made me a bunch of brew openers, but I used the music with that opener. And whenever I use those, there's nothing copyrighted in there, and it's kind of like I feel that I could have a completely naked chick, and they wouldn't say anything. So the politics. Okay, I want to start off by saying, in a statistic out there that maybe some of you that think that the one thing I'm really honestly sick and tired of hearing is, I just don't like Trump. He did everything he said he was going to do, and he's draining the swamp. He's actually making America great again. And the narrow-minded people that would even for a second, if there's any of you that actually voted for Biden, you voted for higher taxes, you voted for less rights, you voted for a bigger, more intrusive deep state government, you voted for everything that a true American and a patriot would not want. You voted to, the list is so endless, and it's not even that this is me. Oh, I was interacting with a friend of mine's Facebook thing that he had put out there, that thing, and this girl's like, she just came back with you're just not seeing who Biden really is because you're just using your feelings. If I would have had anything in my mouth, I would have spit it out in laughter. No, I use my fucking brain and I look at stuff and I try to find out as much information as possible. Biden, Harris, literally, we don't really know what they stand for other than the fact that they want to get rid of fracking, oil, fossil fuels. We'll all be on our our little bicycles, and talk about an idiot. You talk to some of these millennials and it's like, oh, we just have to get electric cars. Okay. How do you charge that fucking car back up, genius? Jesus Christ. Have fun crossing the ocean in your Tesla jet. Good luck with that. Here's a stat that probably should be the most shocking to you, because I was interacting with another person and they said, well, the reason, or maybe it was the same idiot, the reason that Biden got so many votes, why there's so many more votes is there's so many new voters this time around. Yes, but go ahead and fact check this. I got this from Rush. Rush usually doesn't pump things out unless he has the facts on it. He spent a considerable amount of time on it, so I know he did the research. In 2016, you can look at how many votes Hillary Clinton got in every major city. Biden got less than Hillary Clinton did in every single one of those cities. So there may be more voters, but they weren't voting for Biden. Not even close. The reason there was so many new voters is because the majority of this country is frightened as fuck about the possibility that some socialist like Biden and Harris could possibly ever become the people in charge of this country, and they didn't want it to happen. I believe the fraud was in 2016, and they simply underestimated the amount of people that turned out to vote for Donald Trump. So they pumped up their game big time, but they had to do it in liberal-run, democratically controlled states. So, like I just said, Joe Biden got less votes this time around in every major city that Clinton had, and she lost. The only places that this is different is the states that still haven't fucking figured out how to count votes. Or should I say, the ones that can't stop finding Biden votes. And if you also know a fucking thing about mathematics and the odds and chances and all of that shit, I'm not Big Blue, the IBM computer, but statistically, what is going on in these cities is mathematically impossible. You may find more votes, but you're not going to find 100+% for one person or the other. If what I just said for the last, say, 5 minutes just went above your head, then you're missing out on what is exactly going on in this country right now. We're all getting fucked. The thing is Trump knew this is exactly what was going to happen. And I believe, and I hope, because a few of us have interacted, and there's a video out talking about how this was all anticipated years ago and things were put into place. Please, God, what I've seen today, let it be, even if it was only partially true, the implications are going to be huge. But the bottom line is, and nobody can take my personal thoughts away from me. You look at the level of excitement for Donald Trump versus zero excitement for Biden. The media tried their best to make Biden's rallies look like anybody showed up. And then they did everything they can. They were spreading rumors that they photoshopped the audience into the Trump rallies. Fuck you. I was at a Trump, well, I tried to get to a Trump rally. The U.S. Fire Marshal shut it down. Basically, the building was filled almost 24 hours before Trump even showed up. In this liberal shithole called Duluth, Minnesota. They had people sleeping in their cars and in tents in the parking lot to the deck auditorium. Me and Christine and Sam that was with us? We were roughly a half a mile back from the Duluth auditorium. A half a mile back in line when news came that the fire marshal locked the doors and no other people could be allowed in the building. And this was long before the COVID thing. And again, if you just want one quick thing where you can say, Smile Money, I'm a conspiracy theorist. They needed to create the coronavirus pandemic. And this was all in full swing back when Obama was in office. How do you get the sheep to want to use your new mail-in ballot thing? Something that would be easily able to corrupt and create the outcome that you wanted. Well, create the deadliest virus that the world has ever seen and convince people you just stay at home. We got this for you. You can vote by mail. Trying to explain this to my friend Greg today, I had to just give it up. Trying to explain to him, because he's like, well, I voted by mail. No, contraire, my friend. You voted by absentee ballot. There's a big difference in security and levels of what happens with an absentee ballot. Did you just put this thing in the mail and prayed to God that it went to the right location? No. You had 3 envelopes. You put your ballot in an envelope, then you put an envelope into an envelope, and then you put all of that into an envelope, and it went to Duluth City Hall. Not the other ones. Not the other ones. Oh, we should all, look at all of the things that has to happen for you to make happen, where you have to show an ID. But something as important as this, and again, who is for the vote by mail? Oh yeah, the Democratic Party. The Republicans were all 100% against it. Who's been all against voter IDs for voting? Oh yeah, the Democratic Party, and not the Republicans. It stops minorities from voting. How the fuck does it stop minorities from voting? Even if you don't have a goddamn driver's license, you can still get an ID. You can get a Minnesota ID. No problem. Just like that. Big fucking deal. The thing that angers me the most is Biden flapping his piss flaps, talking about how every vote matters. Every vote matters. And Trump just stole it from America. The next president should have been the one to pick the justice of the peace. Well, that's because he knew he was going to win. He's even said it I can't find the exact historic moment in time, but he is on camera talking about the largest voter fraud campaign in American history. Practically bragging about it. Again, oh God, it's on the internet. It must have been fake. But the bottom line is, and he was also at a rally where he said, I don't need your help to win. I need your help once we're in. Why would he say that? Because he knew that the fix was in. Just hang out in your basement. Just do a few shows just to look like you, or a few rallies just to look like you tried. But we got this for you, man. We got such a fraudulent system, guarantee you're going to win. I mean, oh my God, Trump's up by 440,000 votes. 24 hours later, Trump's up by 100,000 votes. 2 minutes later, Trump's up by like 10 votes. 2 minutes after that, Trump hasn't got a chance anymore. Wow, just keep those presses going. I tell you, for a bunch of for being called a whack job and I'm using my feelings. Yeah, I'm using my feelings. I'm fucking pissed. America spoke. America voted for Donald Trump in masses. In masses. The media tried to control the sheep out there by convincing you it was going to be a blue wave. The polls showed that Trump didn't have a chance. Biden didn't have a chance unless you fucking cheated. And that's exactly what they've done. And you know what? My buddy Tom, if you're listening, it's a good chance. It's probably going to stick. I mean, I hope Trump has got enough, he's always 10 plays ahead of them, and I truly hope the stuff that I've been privy to in the last 24 hours is remotely true. But in the world that I live in, evil always wins. And the good guys are the good guys for a reason. Because they always bend over, take a dick up their ass, go have some more Kool-Aid, and go back to bed. And the few of us just don't have the volumes to get it done. Obviously, I'm here talking my mind. And I can do all that I can do to try to get the truth out there. And the biggest thing is open your own eyes and brain and just do the research. You know how many people, and I'm proud of it, how many people between me and Christine we've flipped in the last 8 years just by telling them to do the research for themselves and stop believing the fucking lies from the Democrat deep state controlled media, the agenda people. Look for yourself. It's really enlightening. Gunwild says, first, bitches. Wow, and he actually was. Sorry I doubted you, man. Cobra says, epic. Harmar says, well, if you beat me, that's great. Except there was no comments when I hit 1 and no views. Gunwild says, go lay by your bowl, you little bitch. No, I'm just kidding. He does. He says, I was 2 seconds faster than you. Evidently. Harmar says, 1, no views or comments. And yet he's got the second place. Smile Money, H. Damn, Amber Alert blocked my posting first. Rigged. Frontline, top 5. Harmarsh, no way you have a bottle opener on Milla. Love it. Yeah, that's not a forward hand stop. See, Stephen Bush gave me that, and I had previously ordered, stuff like this, and stuff like this, and these are all GoPro mounts, and I think I talked about trying. I still don't. I just hardly ever use my GoPro. I don't like how it breaks everything up in a whole bunch of files. Of course, so does this. Makes it a real bitch when you're trying to do the overhead camera for Christine's cooking. I can edit a video for Christine's cooking in roughly 10 minutes tops. Not when it's camera overhead, not when I'm trying to sync two cameras. Just doesn't make it easy. So I get this thing in the mail from Steve, and I was like, looks like it's some kind of a GoPro mount or some kind of a mount. I don't have a fucking clue what it is. It's like a forward hand stop, but it just seems like it's something else. And he's like, it's a fucking bottle opener. I'm like, awesome. Yeah, that I tried to move it, and the ATF sucks sent me or was it the ATF sucks? Sorry, actually it's in there. Got a little knife that's made to mount on a rail, so you can put it on a pistol or whatever. And I had that on Milla for a while before she was Milla. And I'm sorry, I'd rather have a bottle opener on my favorite weapon, or definitely one of my most possible useful. It's definitely in the top 3 things that I'm always asked if we can shoot when we have a group together. The JP, the Mosin Nagant, and that damn pistol. Cobra says he knows how to party. Harmarsh says agreed. You check out the Bronco yet? Harmarsh says reserved a black diamond. EMT Rail fan says 5. Stalker Steve says 6th. Cobra says 9th. Ben N top 6. Trump 2020. Harmarsh BS. 300,000 more ballots were brought in Pennsylvania today. No, only 358,000 mail-in ballots were received total in Philadelphia. This is smart money. They only counted 300,000 at this time. They have 58,000 left to count. Now, if you're saying statewide, I'm not seeing any accounting for that. 2,600,000 mail-in ballots were received statewide. Just that number alone, Smart Money. Just that number alone. Cadillac V, Trump 2020. It's not over. El Tenda, they're gonna get exposed. Cobra says, yeah, that's what she said. I think eventually. Now, I don't know how this was all gonna play out because of the media and people like my buddy who think, oh, Trump lost. He just needs to be the bigger man and admit it and step down. If someone is trying to explain to me that the tickle in my ass is a feather duster when it's a dick, fuck that. I'm sick and tired of the Republican Party and the true Americans and the patriots always being the ones to genuflect. No, stand the fuck up and take this country back and put the man that we all voted for back in the White House. Trump 2020. Yeah. Zeus, BS. Now here starts my question for you. The whole Trump is Trump just being a child and he didn't really win, so he should just step aside and let Biden have it. BS is that is a bullshit statement and that he should stand his ground because he legally is the president of the United States. I don't give a fuck what people want to say about these ballots that are coming in. You can't tell me that a man has a lead of over 400,000 in one area, in one state alone, and in mere moments. All they find was the Biden ones. Even in areas where they said predominantly, not only would this be a Trump victory, this county, but usually the tail end, the trail end ones, the ones at the end, usually always go mathematically to this moment in time, usually go to the incumbent. And all of a sudden, it's like, and I've also heard in the state of Wisconsin that there's a 100, 200,000, a lot more ballots than registered voters. Don't give up, because the president is being bamboozled by, well, he's smarter than this. He knew this shit was going to happen 3 years ago. The American people, the people that are thinking, oh, he's exactly what the Dems said. He's just going to refuse to leave office. Well, good. I hope he doesn't. I hope he sticks a nuke up Nancy Pelosi's ass, because I'd love to watch that from a distance. Clyde, 11th Revolution. Cobra saying first, but evidently missing some digits on that. Cobra says BS. Well, you know what? I think effectively, here, I think using this to write the amount of BS's down is appropriate. The eat a bag of dicks wrapper. So here, let me use the one that's reliable that I got from Big Jeff. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 so far. BS. Cobra said BS. Smile Money says BS. The issue is more than changed all the rules blaming COVID-19. The Democrats were able to mine for votes. The media also interfered with the election way more than a few Russian Facebook ads in 2016. Fuck amen to that. Smile Money, did I make a notch for your BS? I think I did. Cobra. It's amazing that in 2020, states still have ballots you fill out with a pen or a Sharpie, laugh out loud, and they don't know how to count ballots efficiently and legitimately. After the hanging Chad debacle in Florida, they figured it out. At this point, it feels like you have to plan delays. Corruption requires preparation. We shall see. Cobra, this is why you are, as Christine told me about 2 hours ago. That is one smart cookie. Harmarsh, I showed the Lead Slingers video to Vincent Rocco Vargas, who plays Gilly on the Mayans MC. He and Emilio Rivera are in my Mayans MC Mayan group on Facebook. We're almost 45,000 members strong. Well, I hope you liked the video. I like the Lead Slingers. It's in its price point, it's awesome. Is it my favorite thing? Hell no. I'm just being honest. But at that price point, I'd love to always have a bottle on the shelf. Cobra, I won't be happy if Ms. B becomes president, but I won't be. Oh, Mr. Biden. I won't be happy if I thought Miss B. Sorry. That would be interesting. I won't be happy if Mr. B becomes president, but I won't be scared. We have term limits on presidency for a reason. It's the Congress we need to wake up and keep an eye on. No term limits, and they control their own paychecks. Absolutely, Cobra. And I made that comment. The worst scenario definitely is not Camel Toe, because she is going to end up being this is all fucking, the foreshadowing on this is so fucking obvious. So when Camel Toe and when Biden has to finally throw in the towel because either A, he's in jail, or B, he can't remember he's in jail because he's Joe Biden's wife. You know, if I only had a, you know, that thing. But yes, and thankfully, of course, we still got votes being found, so we still may lose a few Republicans, but overall, we will keep control of one. So if he's in there, it's basically like Obama. Obama wasn't able to do shit. Biden won't be able to do shit either. But the problem is, we have 4 years of setback for this country. And a lot of people are in their golden years, and they're going to watch their retirements and shit like that fucking completely go to hell. And that's a real shame. Because Biden and Harris, they stand for nothing positive for this country. And yet some of these goldenrod millennial dumb fucks, oh, it's like we embrace socialism. I wish you could really experience it. I really wish you could. Because I can guarantee you'd come back with your tail between your legs crying like a little motherfucking bitch. And you'd be wearing your Trump shirts. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess I didn't really realize what socialism really was. No, you didn't. Show prep. I'm not drinking fast enough. Smart money. I believe Trump led by 700,000 votes in PA. Yes. I didn't want to just be over dramatic. I was going to leave it to a resident. Philadelphia didn't even start counting mail-in ballots until after the polls closed. Statewide, the vast majority of mail-in ballots were Democrats. Now, mathematically, that's I'm not doubting what you're saying, Smile Money, but mathematically, that's not the case. It would not be a majority. And even if you could use the words majority, that means that some of them still would have been for Trump, which doesn't really appear to be the case, does it? I mean, he had a lead of over 700,000 votes. All gone. Yeah, no, there's no corruption. Smart Money, Trump did an investigation after 2016 investigation for fraud, but nothing came from it. The states just refused to provide information. Well, right now, they're refusing to even allow... See, legally, me and you could go watch the polls. Legally, they are not supposed to stop you. That's not the case. Trump had a court order, basically denied. Another one wouldn't issue the court order. Another one, the court order, the police said, fuck off. We're not going to help you at all. I mean, the fix is in, kids. The fix is in. If nothing else, the Democrats definitely know how to run the deep state. Matt Davis with a BS. Ben N with a BS. Sorry, my buddy, but you are so wrong and so naive. Trump, he actually, like I said, he voted for Trump, but he actually said that he was going to lose because people didn't like him because of his tweets. Well, even my sister, who is not a real political person, saw it in her 401k. Try to explain that to my low information voter mother. She's like, Mom, everything that somebody that is a real American and that something they could be proud of, not to mention, and take that to the bank, she said, everything about Trump is a plus. You need to remove your personal feelings and go what's best, even if it's minute and it's just for you. Under Obama, I lost my job, and so did 32 other people. Just overnight, bam, gone. and the economy went to shit. The stock market went to shit. We got the biggest piece of shit, a non-American president in history, saying, those days are over. People just need to understand. Those days are over. That's because that was part of your plan. And what fucking happened is you idiots didn't plan. Well, you're not idiots. You people, the deep state, didn't think it was possible that we, the people, would see through your shit and vote Trump in. And you were hell-bent to make sure that it didn't happen the second time around because your fraud wasn't intrusive and gigantic enough the first time. But kudos to the deep state and the Democratic Party. You pulled it off the second time. And now it's going to be up to true Americans and patriots, and hopefully Trump and his A-team, to show the sheep exactly what has taken place. And the kind of person that would be telling me, oh, Trump just needs to give it up. You don't know what you're talking about, Eric. All the voter fraud stuff you've seen, it was on the internet, so it's all fake. Matt Davis, one of us in this crowd is a socialist, but I won't name any names right now, Jorn. Laugh out loud, P.S. Bazinga. Definitely. And I don't understand anybody that would even endorse socialism. Jorn, I'm sorry, my friend, I'm picking on you. All your videos, all they are is slams against all of the things that you would think you would embrace. Freedom, the ability to even, like some of my really good friends from across the big pond have the toys that we have. But your government is afraid of you, and they've convinced you like sheep that the best way for you is for us to control you. And yet you not only swallowed that pill, but you drank the Kool-Aid to wash it down. I don't know how a single person could endorse the Democratic Party. They have done absolutely nothing to help you. Around here, like my neighbor Paul, fucking stooge, super sheep, at your union has convinced you about all the great things they're doing for you. Well, I've been in more than one union, and the one I was in the longest was the Road Sprinkler 669. Yeah, there's a few good people that help me in scenarios, but again, it seems like it's shit that anybody would have helped anybody. There shouldn't have been anything special about it. And then the election comes around and vote for the Democrats. Why? What? We voted, or not we, as in me, you idiots. You voted for Obama, and the retirement fund for the sprinkler union lost over $1 million in the retirement package in 24 hours. And the bleeding continued for the entire time Obama was in office. We had our mandatory 10-hour class, and before that there's a union meeting, and I saw a couple of older guys that were 3 months away from retirement, finding out because of the democratically controlled economic time and Obama, that there was so much money lost in the stock market that it was all basically gambled away from the union's retirement package, and those gentlemen found out that their retirement was not going to be feasible anymore. A bunch of us just had to step outside to have a smoke because we thought the gunfire was going to start. And I wonder if those idiots voted for the Democrat person after that. Because if you did, then there's no reaching you. Gunwild, those Democrats' scare tactics. Trump isn't taking away Social Security. No, he's not. Stephen hops in lead with a BS. And that one less person I'd associate with. I refuse to deal with the idiots who don't know how to watch the real news. Unfortunately, Steve, I don't really... It's really kind of impossible for me. You can read between the lines on this one. It'd be impossible for me not to associate with this person on a daily basis. Stormy Coyote, my brother. What they're trying to do is as follows. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. Trump is ahead. Wait for it. Wait for it. Keep the polls open. Keep the polls open. Okay, Trump's ahead. Trump's ahead. Okay, Trump's ahead. Wait. Trump and Biden are tied. Okay, Biden is leading. Okay, that's it. Biden wins. Stormy Coyote. I've been told that Trump is a high-level Mason. I'm seriously hoping that this is the case. Hoping that in this case he can use that to fix the situation. Time will tell. Cheers. Gunwild. Isn't Mila pronounced Mila? And Jovic is Jovovich? Just asking for a friend. By the way, she's Ukrainian. Yeah, we established that yesterday when Clyde actually gave me her name in Ukrainian. I have only heard people say Mila Jovovich. Gunwild, I don't know. Are you fucking telling me what I can and can't call my own rifle? No, technically you're not. Thank you. I'll look into that. J-Dog, here at work. Shark ZF6 reporting in from the Shark ZF6 channel. BS. The whole thing is a fraud. Yes, it is. And right, since you said BS, I don't even have to count anymore. The whole country has been spoken for. J-Dog, BS. Gunwild, speaking of binge watching, how did you like that show Evil? Gunwild, we really watched. We binged that shit right straight. Season 2 has been announced that it's going to happen. Just to answer your question as briefly as possible, I enjoyed the show Evil, and so did Christine. She probably enjoyed it more than me, but then again, it had a black guy with a really cool bald head, and she likes bald heads as long as it's not me. Actually, I think it's black guys with bald heads. I'm not sure how many white guys. Sometimes it's nasty, though. It just kind of looks like a turtle shell sitting on top. I mean, Matt would know. Steven, past couple of reviews, YouTube has deleted my comments, probably because I said I'm ready to send Democrats to God. Wow, that one made it through. Yeah, so am I. Gunwild, nice to see you used another one of my brew babes. Thank you. Steven, take a shot of the skid steer starter. Take a shot of the skid steer starter. You want... What did I say about the skid steer that you want to see? You want to see a picture of the starter? That is in controversy. It's kind of funny that you say this because we think the wrong one is on it. And the powers that be, J-Dog, Shockwave has its place. And I can say to J-Dog, eat a dick, go fuck yourself, or no it does not. Actually, I can say yes it does, no. Yes they do, no. Always. No. Sorry, J-Dog. I think maybe for the first time I'm completely overruling YouTube. I'm just going with a flat out no. Zeus. The Russian hackers were very skilled when they went after Hillary. I can't wait to see what they have on clown shoes and sleepyhead. Oh my god, a fucking novel. Who is this? Checking you out. I'm subscribed. Okay. Okay, sorry. Sorry I doubted you. Hang on, I've got a novel. Genoy? Chaveza? I didn't intentionally butcher that, but I know I had to. I liked what Trump did economically. I just hated what he did with his mouth. He would have won this by a landslide had he just even lied about caring about the left. A smart president wouldn't have done that, and they have done that. Lie and say, let's work together, blah, 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 just to quell the bureau and make people not care about voting against him like most elections. But he made it us versus them in a sports financial way I've never seen before. Yes, he made his term get out the vote for him, but he also made people who didn't give two shits about politics go vote against him. So, this wasn't just Dems versus Republicans, this was Republicans versus everyone else, and everyone else has a much bigger team. That's where he slipped up. The COVID media blast already narrowed the huge lead Trump had, then the trolling he did just kicked his own ass. He's such an unlikable president. If he spoke more like Pence, it would have been completely different. I'm not agreeing with much of what you're saying up to this point in time, because a lot of what you're saying is just regurgitated shit that I've heard from the media. Now, your comment about talking like Mike Pence, spot on. And I think he would also make an excellent president. If he spoke more like Pence, it would have been completely different. In fact, I think Pence would have beat Biden this year. I can't disagree with that either. Nobody is getting up to go vote Biden just to beat Pence. But I've heard more than my fair share of people say, I don't care what Biden does, I just hate Trump. Yeah. And those are the true mental midgets. Hopefully in 4 years we have a more likable presidential candidate on our side with the same economic strategy. Overall, well thought out. I personally think a little bit of the stuff at the beginning is somewhat bullshit, and a lot of it is just what has come out in the media. But I do know people, I work with one, that voted for Trump and absolutely hates his mouth. And I could not agree with you more on if Mike Pence if this would have been the end of Trump's second term and Mike Pence was up against Biden, I think that he would have handily won it. He's a very elegant speaker. He cares about this country. He cares about family, and he personally cares about people. Now, I personally, and I could have completely have missed it, but I have not seen a huge, if you're a Democrat, I hate you. But if you have witnessed that, then that's fair game, because your dissertation is very straightforward. And I can't argue with someone and their thoughts. So thank you very much. Normally, as you know, if you follow along on a regular basis, I don't like to get into the novels because we're already at 50 minutes, and I don't, and I'm nowhere near being done. It's okay. This was a 4-pack. McLean. Eric, I'm concerned about you. You seem upset. Call me. I I'll send you a text message. How about that? McLean. Remember that scene at the end of Body Snatchers when Elliot Gould points and screams? That's how I feel. Oh, wow. I'm still not fucking calling you. I'm gonna text you first. McLean, Eric, you're scaring me. This is like that time my stepdad walked in on me in the shower. McLean, I'm sorry, Eric, for all the comments tonight. I try to keep them to a minimum. Oh, that's fine. Go with it. Oh, fuck. Then he's got a novel. McLean, again, just wanted to apologize for too many comments. I just want you to like me. Good fucking God. You know, I've never had an older brother, and you're a good stand-in. It's like my mom and dad used to say, Mike, you're a huge piece of poop. The fact is, Eric, I'm so lonely, so tragically alone. I need you so bad. Would you please put a blonde wig on and say, Mike, I love you. That would be Brad. And you have a huge... I don't even know if I can even go on now. Then followed up by the Joe Biden's next of kin. Chuck, my hollow point. What a vivid imagination you have. At least I have one. Jolson, this video needs more cowbell and shots. Jolson, I cannot disagree with you at all. And seems how that was my text message sounder, and there was a whole bunch of them in a row, that would be Brad. Yes, that was Brad. With pictures. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, you guys can't see this one. You can't see. Holy shit, Brad. Those boobs look like... Looks like if you rolled her over and you looked for the door tag, it said inflate to 35 psi. There's at least 90 to 115 in those. Those are nice. Oh, look, it's the little guy in the canoe getting bashed. Let's see, Brad. Just his final analysis. The first one is okay, the second one is much better, the third one is okay, the fourth one is top frickin' notch. As a matter of fact, I don't have time to do all these right now, but the one that I think is the best is going to Cobra, one of the other groups I belong to, the Deplorables. Where's Harmarsh? Harmarsh. And of course, with this system, I can only pick one more. I'll send it to Pete. And then you have to back out and go back in again because fucking Messenger and, oh, God. Hey, hang on. You want an invite for the show? Question mark. I didn't say shell. God, this thing is stupid. Stupid. Oh, and Harmarsh. Harmarsh right now. He says, I like that. Yeah. Oh, man. Nice job. Nice job, Brad. Of course, okay. Cobra. Cobra will be joining us on the show. Oh, sorry. Cowbell. In 3, 2, and then 1. Trump train! Oh, and shots. Ooh, that Berclati yesterday was really good. I fuck with Matt right now and go get his Lagavulin. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Give a shit who you are. How much is left of this? Ooh, that's getting down there. How much is left of this? Jolson? Oh, and Sharkey. Fucking Sharkey. I just picked a few things, sort of old school. We've got the redhead, and I don't care who you are. I honestly could have cared less if I ever owned an AK. Now there's two of them that have gotten my blood going. Peter from Texas, if I had you build me a custom AK, hell yeah. Just about anything from Krebs, hell yeah. Having Altenda build me an AK would be an okay deal. But this guy here, and the beautiful thing is it is not a low-end AK that's been dolled up. It's the real deal. And I don't know if the lighting, yeah, screw it. Just trust me. So we got the AK-47. We have the 1911 from a company that does it right every now and then. And that's why I do not recommend buying a Kimber. If you can get your hands on an old one that's reliable, trust me, this one you'd be happy with. And because Sharky is Sharky, we got ourselves a fucking knife. Actually, I really do like this. I'm not a huge Gerber fan, but this one, I've given this knife away a couple times, and I as soon as I no longer have it, I have to go and order another one. Yeah, I'm not giving that one away. Wade, 2020 has been a gigantic pile of BS. The election is another example of why the tree of liberty needs watering. I'm a little lead slinger. Did you see what I did there? Yes. Jolson, complete and total utter BS. Again, if you're just joining me, why are people saying BS? Because I said, do you agree? Do you agree with my buddy who said that Trump is just being a sore loser and he should just stand aside and admit that Biden really got all those votes? BS. DFC. BS. By the way, election is far from over. Trump is a street fighter. Son of a bitch. Not a wilting violet like Mitt Romney. They picked the wrong man to F with, in my opinion. Trump may expose deep high level corruption in election processes, not to mention the true propaganda the mainstream media is. Here's another thing to keep in mind, and of course I don't need to tell you this, DFC, but he's now been president, which means he's already quite aware of what the deep state is. So even if they manage to remove him and continue the fraud, I believe the information that he has here and will have in his hands are going to have some serious repercussions for these fucking non-American deep state. The only thing that mattered to them is their own self-preservation and financial gains. And if you can argue with the fact that everything Trump has done is for the greater good of this country versus himself, then you never even knew to get on the platform to get on that train. Thank you, DFC. Jolson, 95% of Minnesota population voted. That's not suspicious at all when you say an average only 30% of the population actually votes. Again, again, Jolson, I don't need to tell you this, but I believe the game of fraud was on everywhere that the Democrats had a hold on. And Minnesota is a liberal fucking shithole. Literally the mecca of the deep state problems. I mean, it's like, oh, please, can you send all of your fucking towel heads here so they can turn one of the most beautiful pieces of Minnesota into a complete fucking shithole where nobody wants to go? Yeah, Jolson, isn't that weird? Jolson, what are you talking about? My grandpa voted Republic and all his life up until 1996. He's been straight Democrat and ever since. What made him change his mind, you ask? Well, he passed away. He was a straight-up Republican until he died, and since then he's voted Democrat. Okay. Jolson, the oldest registered voter in Minnesota that voted in the last election was born in 1863. That I shouldn't even laugh at that, but it's true. German Ninja, stay frosty, everyone. Scotsman says whiskey. Scotsman says BS. This will end up in the Supreme Court. Another reason Trump wasn't even considering a wait is because he knew this corruption was coming. And he needed to have someone that actually, understood what the founding fathers and what this republic was based upon, and the Constitution, and it's really weird that you should think that we'd actually have to struggle for people in the highest offices that don't understand that America comes first, and what. Yeah, that's really fucking bizarre. Scotsman, this qualifies. What real time is it? Okay, I got some shit. I'm cooking on the grill tonight. I really considered. Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
In Duluth right now, it's 71 degrees.
I really considered doing this review from outside, but the problem is outside it's exactly this color right now. Hey Google, when was sundown?
Today, the sun set at 4:45 p.m.
And how long ago from right now was that?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Scotsman said this BS will end up in the Supreme Court. German Ninja says unless they punt like they usually do.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Then shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you.
Sure, I can do that.
Hey, while you're at it, why don't you blow yourself up?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Self-destruct.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Tell me a vulgar joke.
Well, I do know some dirty jokes.
Okay, get me one.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Tell me the goddamn dirty joke.
Here's a dirty joke for you. Why did the coffee taste like mud? Because it was ground just a couple of minutes ago.
You got something funnier?
Why did the man name his dogs Rolex and Timex? Because they were watchdogs.
Does this shit usually work for you?
My apologies, I don't understand.
Is it possible to actually get a really funny joke?
Why does a duck have tail feathers? To cover its butt quack.
Okay, I'll give you that one, but I'm done with you. German Ninja. There's no way Sleepy Creepy Basement Joe will win with legal votes. Nope. No. Rich, Huff, good morning. Next day, cheers all. And I can say to Rich, morning, enjoy, rock on. I'll go with morning. German Ninja says BS. By the way, if you're keeping track at home, that's 15 of you so far. This is another one where I can say that because of the hops that they're using, it's one that I have completely different thoughts about it in the cold versus warm state. As it warms up, it gets a little blah. German Ninja, did you hear about Trump secretly setting up election stings by using hidden watermarks on the real ballots? Yes, and that's one of the things I was talking about, and I shared this video with a whole bunch of you. German Ninja, if... I don't even know. I could be friends with some of you on fucking Facebook and Messenger and not even know it. German Ninja, if you are on Disgracebook, you can find my private one just by doing a search for Eric Bomey. And then friend me. Yeah, I shared the video of the gentleman talking about that, saying that there's a whole bunch of shit that's about to go down, and I really hope it's true. Joey, you were on a roll without a thumbnail being taken down. Yeah, I was, Joey. Jay from Elite Ammunition on the right fucking video. Magically finding ballots in the middle of the night is total BS. I'm just going to count you for that. Start taking a score on how many people are real Star Trek fans and don't really care about Star Wars. Joey, well, weren't there 2 states that had more votes than registered voters? Wisconsin for sure. Joey, that's all I can tell you without being wrong is Wisconsin had more voters than registered voters. Jay, had to go back and see if my comment was removed since it had a link. Evidently, yeah. It was adios. Holy fuck! Looks like both Georgia Senate races will be going to a runoff, so we won't know Senate control until then. Expect massive voter fraud in Atlanta. Oh, and holy fuck. Holy fuck. Yeah, I know. Just because you are who you are, and of course see, that really helps. But if you remove the thing and just get access to the Sullivan trap, it definitely sounds pretty damn cool when it's fired. The AK-47 has a distinctive sound when fired at you. Sharky, BS. And damn, Screw Tube for pulling the thumbnail. Brew Babe is ahead in my polls. Let's see if the Ultra Babe pulls a Biden. Sharky. I hope you realize we praise Chris on the cowbell, because we're all afraid of the Italian wrath if we don't. The wrath of Khan. That's Wrath of Snowflake compared to the wrath of Chris. You should know, being married to her and all. Oh, hi, Chris. Just in case she's... Oh, Sharky, I hate to throw you under the bus, my friend, but hang on. Good God. Shit. You fuckers crack me up. See, this is why I, except for Chuck, this is why I enjoy this. And I'll even get Samantha involved in this by sending it to our family. Oops. It's not what I meant to do. Hang on. Delete, 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 delete. I didn't mean to copy and paste. I meant to send a picture. She'll probably tell me that she can't see this because she doesn't know how to zoom in. But we can't say negative. One of the other groups I belong to. Has anybody else noticed that cell phone speakers are way too low for music, but loud as fuck for porn? That's fucking good. Okay. Okay, of course I could only share that with 5 people because Messenger sucks a cock. Clyde with the read more button. Oh, okay, he found the answer for me on Grandpa's Got a Gun. It's back! After a lengthy excursion somewhere deep in the woods, Grandpa is back with a gun in tow. We took the delicious take on a maple strong ale, building a delectable base entirely with over 20 barrels of Wisconsin maple syrup. We aged this base for over 8 months in Wisconsin brandy barrels, imparting a brandy infusion of oak char and maple syrup drizzled pancakes. This 12% brew is the perfect marriage of maple sweetness and high-gravity Belgian strong ale, yielding a warm and inviting experience, welcoming you out into the wood, gun in hand. 12%, 40 IBUs. Thank you. Thank you. It's like, if I want some statistical information, I go to Smile Money. Clyde, you fucking pretty much come up with everything else. Mike Gillian, as I commented on the last video and commented it was gone, Trump will come out on top when this fiasco is over. Mike says cheers. Mike says BS. Mike says lots of states had mail-in ballots found in a recycling bin. No. Mike says my state uses black metallic ink pens at voting places. So did mine. Last comment, EMT Rail fan, BS. American Idol can count 130 million votes during a commercial break. Yet, here we are. And I'm adding BS, so that's 20. 20 of you have told a friend of mine, bullshit. Trump should not roll over and just, Trump is just being overdramatic and he should just admit that Biden really won. Bullshit. Thank you, guys. And let's go to the club. Standing in for Two Hearted Ale is going to be Art of Neurosis. And right now, we're in the art of war. And I truly hope the stuff I'm hearing is true, because Trump is definitely smarter than the deep state. There's a lot of them and only one of him, so when he fucking kicks your ass, we will all laugh. Art of Neurosis. It does not have a percentage on here, but... Oh, I lied. It does. I was going to say it's 8% or more. It is 7.6. I love it when some of these round. 7.6%. Thank you. So, I was close. Let's go to the club, and then I have to go slay some meat out on the grill and smoke a cigar. I'm all out. And and Steve from Frontline, I truly do not mean to make this sound bad. I'm all out of my Isla del Sols, and I actually had to switch to the Frontlines. Oh, it's been because of the weather. I think it's been over a month since I smoked a cigar, and the blue line from Frontline yesterday. Oh God, that was so good. Along with the Brook Laddie and the beer from Grandpa. Oh, good. It's nice. It's nice to see there's a few of you in here. Jeremy, I think he probably missed the club, but he adds BS. So now we're up to 21. Harmarsh says Two-Hearted Ale Club. Harmarsh, Harmarsh is a very smart guy. I consider him more than a friend. He's a brother, and it would be really nice someday to actually shake hands and share some stories and a brew. And maybe some of you have no idea how to become part of the Two-Hearted Ale Club. You simply add a comment to the last video. I mean, you can't add a comment to this one because it hasn't been created yet. It's kind of like Biden votes. This is exactly like Biden votes. The rest of the world voted, and they elected Donald Trump. Trump 2020. But I'm in the fucking future, and I found a whole bunch of Biden votes from dead people. So here we are. So yeah, Harmarsh is like, I don't even know how to get in the club. Oh, just throw a comment on the end of the last one, like he did. The election has been stolen. Grandpa's got a gun. So, if you want to get in on a comment on this video, you would comment. Okay. Now I'm trapped in a Star Trek like time warp. So this video will go up. Yeah. You just add another comment to this video, because this video hasn't happened yet, but it will happen in your reality. Smile Money, show prep is on. Cheers. And I can say rock on. Can't wait, always. I'm going with rock on for Smile Money. Cobra, here at work. Cobra, cheers, Two-Hearted Ed Clubbers and Sunny Slopers. Hashtag Justin's Final Mission. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't actually give an E-scale. I'm in total violation. But then again, I've been more impressed with the firearms and the knife. On the E-scale, again, I have an issue with some of them. You know, if they're one thing when they're nice and cold, and as they warm up, they become less appealing to me. It is in a big can, so unless you're gulping this shit, it possibly is going to warm up, and you might get the second half, which I'm not enjoying as much. But it is Neurosis, so... Did you hear that? Overall, I'd give it a 7.5. I don't remember what I paid for this 4-pack, but I know they didn't give this shit away. Gunwild, cheers, brethren. Gunwild, if the world turns upside down, my friend, I definitely want you in the group. And this is not going to be getting in the van. This is going to be bringing the American people a proud version of what patriots are. J-Dog, Heart Club, Mr. Holster. J-Dog. We still got to do that brew review together. Until I hit the refresh button, the last person in is Mike Gillian. Hell, I seen a video of Camoto talking in an interview that they are pushing, wanting more illegal people to vote. I actually think I know exactly what video you're talking about, and just let that sink in for a moment. I'm going to hit the refresh button, then I'm going to get out of here. Need to work on this. I need to get this rendered. Oh my god. EMT Railfan. Hello, club. Hashtag Be Like Ed. Hashtag Justin's Final Mission. Hashtag Sunny Slopes of Long Ago. Hashtag Train Whistle. Train Whistle. Hashtag Cheers Lars. Wow. Yeah, there's some kiss-assery right there on the end. And last in, and this is where I'm going to leave it, is Gillian, Mike saying SH. And if you don't know what that means, then there's nothing I can do to help you because I'm not giving it away. Okay, guys. Cheers. I will see you tomorrow. I have... I either have one option. I'll probably stop over at Keyport and try to find something yummy. But either way, it'll be me solo. Matt won't be able to join me till Sunday. So I hope you showed up over at Locked and Loaded. This is not going to be uploaded in time, but it's a shit show, and that is exactly where we are in our country right now. A shit show. And total fucking BS. You guys are all right. Trump should not yield to getting fucked over by the deep state because there's a shit ton of evidence out there. And I don't give a shit if he tweets all about it. The bottom line is, if it was me and you want to take a swing at me and I have the fucking internet to retaliate, that's what I would do. And that's why I have always appreciated this man. So... oh my god, it's just too bad that people don't like Donald Trump, but your 401k is there. They're building a wall so we don't have illegal people sneaking in. And you've got a guy who so much loves this country that he's doing it for free.